from Alkinos Athanasiou. Alkinos Athanasiou is assistant professor of neurosurgery, Aristotle University, and also vice president of the Hellenic Society of Biomedical Technology. And he is going to talk about biomedical and clinical engineering societies in advancing hadron therapy. Please, you have 15 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, many congratulations to the organizers of a very important workshop, original workshop on hadron therapy. And on behalf of the administrative board of the Hellenic Society of Biomedical Technology, we would like to thank you for inviting us to participate in these talks. And for the next 10 to 15 minutes, we'll just discuss how we were able to help and participate in the division of building new and novel and next generation hadron facilities in the Southeastern Europe region. So, for starters, we are the LOV, the Hellenic Society of Biomedical Technology, and we are quite old scientific society. We were founded in 1976, and of course, some of the early activities of society are started by decree in the era, and we had the status in the late 90s. But in 2010, we did the reawakening the society, restructuring and modernization. We subscribed and we participated in international federations, associations in the field of biomedical technology. And leading up to 2010, when we participated actively in the founding of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance, one of the most important right now international foundations, associations for clinical engineering and biomedical technology in the world. In 2021, we founded our own clinical engineering chapter, and here we are today discussing about the hadron therapy. Our mission is to embrace the biomedical technology into the field of health and welfare, and to promote the research, the education, and of course, the advancement of technologies in the benefit of healthy patients and the citizens. We just said we are participating in 3 at least international organizations. We are the only scientific society in biomedical and social groups that participates in all 3 of them. We participate in the European Alliance for Medical and Biological Engineering and Science, which is the European Association the mission is to improve the health of patients through the biomedical technology and the application of these technologies. We are participating in the International Federation of Medical and Biological Engineering, an international organization that encourages supports the collaboration of worldwide biomedical associations and companies and organizations in order to ensure that the medical technology is going to advance and be promoted towards the benefits of the patients worldwide, as well as we are the only society in Greece that participates and also participated in the founding of the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance. The clinical engineering focused international society that inspires collaboration between engineers and technologists and technical groups. And I'm focusing on clinical engineering because among the different topics and fields of biomedical technology that are of interest to the society, and of course, in this audience, clinical engineering is the one that is most close to the clinicians actually involved in the therapies in our areas. So, among all the different topics that the society is involved, we have been focused today on medical inventory, clinical engineering, of course, as I just said, and technical support and procurement of this equipment. So, Elevate has already built an ecosystem of supporting organizations, an ecosystem of collaborating and synergies with the academia, with the industry, and with the authorities. I'm not going to use all the logos here because that's not possible, but let's focus on a few of them, like the Institute of Biomedical Technology in Patras, which is one of the best collaborators right now, with the Medical Physics and Physical Innovation Lab, one of the largest laboratories in Greece in terms of research projects, funding, and researchers. And of course, we participate in the founding of the Center for Neuroscience and Biomedical Technology in order to bridge the gap between academia and industry. And when it comes to the authorities, we have a lot of synergies, and we're trying to open a dialogue and continue a dialogue with associated with authorities like the National Center Procurement Authority and the National Evaluation Center for Quality and Technology in Greece, as well as, of course, EOP, the largest payer of medical services in Greece. We will be glad to be able to collaborate with now, and I think it is a very important step towards introducing this mission and furthering this mission. I think we are in the process of discussing a memorandum of understanding, and of course, if this process and these discussions actually conclude, this should be a good event in order to promote the area of hadron therapy and be a big event in order to promote it further in Greece. So this is a vision. This is a map showing in 2016 and 2023 the state of hadron therapy in Europe. And you may see that there is a big gap here. This is actually where this workshop should focus, believe, more. Like a vision to establish a new facility in Southeastern Europe for hadron therapy. Greece, being part of the European Union and taking part in European legislation procedures, should be the ideal place for this new facility. What we showed in the map is a pattern that tends to repeat itself over and over again, regardless of the level of the scale of the technology. This map regards the laboratories and facilities of magnetic metallography, and it comes to from 2017. You may still see here the same gap in the map. There was no LG active for clinical research and clinical evaluation of patients in this part of Europe. So we participated, we supported and endorsed the creation of a new facility, the biomedical lab, a new scientific research to establish a contemporary biomedical lab. This was introduced by the medical physics lab, but was endorsed by all of it. Not only that, we also were able to further the advancement and the funding of the lab through involvement in different research protocols and procedures, the submission of horizon proposals, for example, and other. Very recently, we opened we participated in a new call for national infrastructure. We were able to organize a large collaboration among different research institutes and to submit a proposal called Neurofire, actually taking advantage of different large pieces of equipment and large pieces of medical equipment throughout Greece in order to bring them together into a research network of research infrastructures. This proposal was supported and endorsed by Elevit through letters, through the discussion opened by the members of Elevit and participation in different congresses and events. This continuous dialogue is at the forefront, at the center of the Elevit, of the society's actions. Through our conferences, at least in the past 5 years, there was always an open discussion with the authorities and with the relevant organizational institutions in Greece about the need to rationalize the procurement of medical equipment based on actual needs, based on the needs to promote larger facilities and novel innovative therapies, especially in the field of radiotherapy, as we're discussing right now. These events in the 9th in 2021 conference and the 12th in 2023 conference were among the most participated ones in both of our events. And we think that it opened a very good discussion about how the procurement in medical equipment goes should progress forward in the years to come. Even in regional events from our society in 2024, this February in Crete, we will continue the dialogue, inviting many different authorities to this talk. Let me translate this for you. We talked about the regional scientific event in biomedical technology and engineering, and the main issue, the main table was about the procurement, mapping, and utilization of medical technology equipment of high value. These discussions are not very recent. They were already ongoing in 2013. These two documents, the utilization of medical devices and the rationalizing distribution and utilization of high-value capital medical equipment in Greece, were produced by the Institute of Biomedical Technology in Patras, and the members of the Elevit are members of the Elevit and vice versa, and were also acknowledged for the development of these documents. The situation now is this. In most recent years, this is 2018, Greece has reiterated its commitment to improve access to high-value medical equipment, to high-value equipment like radiotherapy, like hadron therapy, and other facilities, but it hasn't done the necessary steps to implement these plans as of yet. So we need to take advantage of opportunities like this. The Greek government has recently announced this call where it's going to spend about 80 million euros in at least the final quarter of 2015 just to be able to distribute rationalized distribution of high-value equipment. There is no mention of hadron therapy in these documents, and this should be actual opportunities for this society and for our collaborations in order to advance the actual vision of developing such a center. So this was exactly my talk, and we would like to thank you for the opportunity and for the collaboration.
Comments or questions? I have one. I would like your opinion because before we were asking the reaction of patients to technology. What is the reaction of clinicians to technology?
You want me to answer as a clinician or as a researcher in technology? Because
Your comment.
As a citizen. So I think the part of clinicians that are not involved in technology much are very, very skeptic, right? But once they're able to see the benefits, they do not have anything to add to the skepticism. They need to be based on results and not just vision discussions. So the answer is that if there are results, if there's something to be able to show to them that they take this interest, to take their interest, their skepticism should subside. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to comment on that because often the reaction is, for example, why should I know about it or be trained about it if there is no facility?
Right.
And actually, I'm quite happy this was a comment I wanted because it's the first time I see a clear statement from a Greek who lives in Greece making a statement about the hadron therapy. So I hope that something will come out of this workshop and we can push and advance.
Yeah, so there's a little disclaimer here, right? Like we are not part of the authorities. We are not part of the policymakers. We are a scientific society, and our aim, our vision is to be able to promote what the role of technology in the medical care. So we cannot actually implement it. We cannot actually say, come on, Greece, spend 100 million euros in order to build this facility here. But we are able to engage with discussions with the right people. And this is what we have been doing for the past years regarding all kinds of medical equipment in all scales, like from the biomedical, from the AMG lab, which is not small scale by any means, to the ability to be able to talk to this hadron facility, with the right people, the policymakers in Greece. The idea here is that such events should not be focused only in scientific principle. It should also engage policymakers, and it should also engage people that are able at least to take, if not take the decision themselves, talk to the people that are able to take the decisions and persuade them.
So let's thank the speaker again. And we move now to the next one.
Just one more minute, please.
Yeah, here closes the session in this room, but I just wanted to remind you that in the main auditorium, Professor Roberto Orecchia and Arnold Campos are giving a presentation in the framework of the Aristotle Medical Forum in the session of the role of artificial intelligence in radiation therapy. So I encourage you to just step in the main auditorium. Thank you very much.